promised, let's get chatting about PG Electroplast. The company's arm, PG Technoplast, has announced its foray into EV manufacturing and has signed a definitive agreement to manufacture Spiro EVs in India. To talk more about this development, we have with us Mr. Vikas Gupta, the MD Operations at PG Electroplast. Hi, Mr. Gupta. Good morning, and thanks a lot for joining in. Well, you had hinted last time around that there's something coming up, and that was bang on what you announced late last week. Tell us more about this. Does the company have a capacity for the EV segment, or do you have to put on fresh capex? If it's going to be fresh capex, what is the number we should be looking at?
Good morning, Nigel. So basically, this is exciting, and the company itself is very excited about this entry into the EV space. So basically, Spiro is Africa's largest two-wheeler EV company. It has been recognized as one of the most, like Times 100 most influential companies in 2024. So we'll be setting up a new capacity. So we do not have an existing capacity to get into EV manufacturing. So we plan to set up a new capacity to do EVs. The investment in this will be not very large. The investment will be around a couple of $1 million in that. And I think the overall, we are very excited on this.
Couple of million, could you quantify, sir? How many million? Couple could be anything, right?
So it can be around a range of around $3 to $4 million to
How
start
is that, Mr. Gupta? Hi, good morning. $3 to $4 million for an EV manufacturing, that seems quite low, frankly.
So please understand, Prashant. Yeah, Prashant, good morning. So basically, it will be purely an assembly line setup right now. The local value addition will be quite low, but as the business grows and we are able to scale up the volumes, we'll be going for a further capex and maybe going for the increase in the localization content. So
right now you're getting all the parts imported. You're assembling it here to be sold here in India. That is the arrangement.
Yes, so the local value add will be almost around 20% right now. But we aspire to take it to a level of around 40 to 45% in 2 to 3 years' time.
You know, last couple of times when I asked you what a new line of business, which you've kind of hinted at, you said it's an adjacent line of business. I mean, EVs are completely new. So I just wanted your thoughts. I mean, how come EVs? I mean, it's not a question to really ask. EVs are probably the future, but it's a different shift, right? It's a new direction for you in that sense.
So Prashant, please understand there are a lot of things which go into the manufacturing of EV are similar to the kind of product manufacturing that we are doing right now. It involves a lot of plastic molding. It involves a lot of PCBA, electronics. And so that way we feel some of the assets will be fungible and we will have opportunity to sweat some of the existing assets in a better way.
Mr. Gupta, okay, let's talk money. So you said that as of now, the investment is only about $3 million, but give us the whole game plan. I mean, you're saying that value addition will increase over the years. And I think the last conversation we had, your existing capex was around 380 crores, and you were anyway looking to add some facilities to your existing line of business. So tell us, what is the capex for the existing business now? And FY25 is, virtually over. Let's start talking FY26. And as this EV business scales up, what is the realistic number that you will have to put to work over, say, the next 2 years?
So, Surabhi, please understand, for initially the capex I told you will be around $3 to $4 million. Yes, definitely. Our existing capex of 370 to 380 crores is already in line. And we are hoping that we'll be able to complete that capex by the end of FY25. For FY26, we have still not firmed up our numbers. But we'll be releasing our guidance on FY26 going forward, maybe in the last quarter of this year, financial year, we'll be making our guidance on the FY26. And we are just doing our number crunching on that. Specific to the EV business, we are hopeful that in next 2 to 3 years, we should be able to scale up this business to a revenue size of almost around 500 to 600 crores. So that is what we are looking at. Please mind it.
With what sort of an investment, sir?
Margins.
So revenue... Yeah, revenue is going to be 500 to 600 crores. And how much will be the investment over the next 2 years?
So the investment I told you initially will be around $3 to $4 million, but maybe going further, maybe it will be total to an extent of around $5 to $6 million cumulative over a period of 2 years. That's not a large investment. what will happen is, because there is a high asset turn business, the overall margins might not be very attractive, but it will meet our guardrails regarding the return ratios of ROCE and all that.
So
Okay.
margins would be how much? I think, at a company level, you're around 8%, give or take, if I remember the numbers correctly. What will the margin for this business be then?
So, Surabhi, as I told you, we are not looking at the margins specifically in this. So, we are looking at the ROCE and ROE because the asset turns will be very large in this. As I told you, when we are doing a capex of almost around $3 to $4 million and we're generating a revenue of around 500 crores. So, we will be trying to maintain a ROCE of around 20 to 25%. That is what we are targeting in this.
So the asset turn is going to be nearly 10 times, right? Because you're going to be putting around 50 crores down and getting revenues of close to around 500 crores. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
All right. And just one quick question, and if you could tell us, till FY24, if I look at it, the company Spiro, they sold roughly around 12,000 e-bikes, I think, across Africa. So what would be the volume commitment by the African government to Spiro? And what would be the volume commitment from Spiro to PG?
So, Nigel, we are still doing the final crunching of those volume numbers. Initially, we are looking at, but Spiro is setting up their own domestic sales and distribution network in India. And they are trying to tie up with the quick commerce companies in India. And I think there will be a kind of agreement that they'll get into. And we have some kind of firm numbers from them, but still that numbers is something that we are working on. Maybe we should be targeting a number of almost around 20 to 20,000 kind of EVs in the full year of operations.
Okay, we have a bunch more questions. But Mr. Gupta, we're completely out of time, so we'd request you to come back and take us through some more of the details. Interesting announcement. And of course, it's an area where there is a fair bit of excitement. So that's PG Electroplast. Stock, of course, after the announcement did very well. It ended about 1% higher yesterday.